Welcome to the world of high-end watchmaking, where we begin with a solid block of grade 5 titanium, renowned for its incredible strength and lightweight properties. Inside this precision engineering sanctuary, massive 5-axis CNC machines stand ready to transform raw, aerospace-grade metal into a delicate masterpiece of horological art and design. The process begins as a robotic arm carefully positions the titanium block into the machine, ensuring perfect alignment for the microscopic cutting sequences that follow shortly. Micro drill bits, thinner than a human hair, begin to spin at incredible speeds, preparing to carve through one of the toughest materials known to modern engineering. As the first contact is made, the precision is absolute. Every movement is calculated to within 1,000th of a millimeter to ensure the structural integrity of the frame. A constant flood of specialized coolant prevents the titanium from overheating, washing away the spiral metal shavings as the machine carves deep into the heart of the block. These tiny shards of silver-colored metal are the only waste in the process that demands perfection, as the machine slowly reveals the hidden form within the titanium. The 5-axis movement allows for unparalleled geometric freedom, enabling us to create the hollowed-out skeleton structure that defines the very essence of this high-performance mechanical timepiece. Slowly, the main plate emerges from the solid metal. This central component will house the entire gear train, requiring hundreds of hours of precise machining and constant monitoring. The outer case begins to take its final shape, combining rugged industrial strength with the elegant, flowing lines required for a luxury accessory that fits perfectly on the wrist. See-through bridges and hollowed-out sections are the hallmark of skeletonization, reducing the watch to its barest, most beautiful mechanical form without sacrificing any of its vital strength. Once the machining phase is complete, the component is carefully removed. It is now a hollowed-out work of art, ready for the next stage of manual refinement. At this stage, the titanium skeleton shows the raw power of the machine, but it still lacks the soul that only a master watchmaker's hand can provide. We move from the cold precision of the machine to the warm touch of the artisan, where every edge and surface will be inspected with extreme scrutiny. Using delicate hand tools, the watchmaker removes any microscopic imperfections left by the CNC, ensuring that every internal window of the skeleton frame is perfectly smooth and clear. Hand-anglage is the art of beveling. Each edge is polished to a perfect 45-degree angle using wooden pegs and diamond paste to create a brilliant, light-catching finish. The result is a stunning contrast where the dark titanium meets the mirror-polished edges, creating a play of light that defines the high-end aesthetic of the timepiece. For a modern, industrial look, we use sandblasting techniques. Fine glass beads are sprayed onto the surface to create a uniform, velvety matte texture known as satin finish. This delicate texture provides the perfect backdrop for the moving parts of the watch, ensuring that the focus remains on the complex mechanical dance of the gear train. Even the hidden surfaces receive attention. Here, the watchmaker applies perlage, a traditional circular graining pattern that adds depth and luxury to the internal architecture of the movement. Each circle is applied individually by hand, requiring a steady touch and an incredible amount of patience to ensure perfect overlap and consistency across the entire plate. The exterior case undergoes a final polishing phase. Titanium is notoriously difficult to polish, but the effort results in a unique luster that steel simply cannot match. Cleanliness is paramount. Every component is wiped down and inspected one last time before moving to the clean room for the assembly of the micro-mechanical heart. The skeleton structure is now complete. It stands as a beautiful, lightweight chassis, ready to support the intricate dance of gears, springs, and levers that tell time. This transition from raw metal to a finished frame marks the end of the structural phase and the beginning of the journey into micro-mechanical precision engineering. We now enter the clean room, a controlled environment where even a single speck of dust could compromise the accuracy and longevity of the delicate watch movement. State-of-the-art laser cutting technology is used to create the wheels and gears. The laser's precision ensures that every tooth is shaped with a tolerance below 1 micron. These wheels are the muscles of the movement, transmitting power from the mainspring to the escapement with minimal energy loss and maximum mechanical efficiency. Jewels, or synthetic rubies, are used as bearings for the gear pivots. They are incredibly hard, reducing friction and wear over decades of continuous mechanical operation. Each of the 21 jewels must be pressed into the titanium frame with exactly the right amount of force to ensure they remain perfectly level and secure. The pivots, or the ends of the gear axles, are polished on a miniature lathe. This reduces friction to the absolute minimum, allowing the watch to run smoothly. Even the smallest screws are polished to a mirror finish. This black polish technique is a hallmark of haute horlogerie, where parts appear black from certain angles. The mainspring is the energy source of the watch. It stores the potential energy that will be released slowly over several days to power the entire mechanical system. The escapement wheel is a miracle of micro-engineering. Its unique shape allows it to release energy in controlled bursts, creating the rhythmic heartbeat we hear as ticking. Lubrication is a science in itself. Specialized oils are applied in microscopic amounts to ensure that the high-speed moving parts can function for years without any maintenance. Before assembly, the gear train is tested for perfect meshing. Any slight resistance at this stage would lead to poor timekeeping or a complete stoppage of the movement. This work requires nerves of steel and years of training. One wrong move could destroy a component that took dozens of hours to manufacture and finish. With all the components crafted and checked, we have reached the most critical stage, bringing these hundreds of static parts together to create a living machine. The assembly begins. The titanium skeleton mainplate is secured, serving as the foundation for the complex mechanical architecture that will be built layer by layer. First, the powertrain wheels are installed. The center wheel, which drives the minute hand, is placed with absolute precision into its designated ruby bearing in the frame. Next, come the intermediate wheels. As they are added, the visual complexity of the skeletonized movement starts to increase, showing the path of mechanical power transmission. Each bridge is secured with hand-polished screws. These bridges hold the gears in place, while allowing them to be visible through the front and back of the watch. The pallet fork is now installed. This tiny component is responsible for the tick and tock sounds, acting as the gatekeeper for the release of energy. Finally, the balance wheel is introduced. This is the regulating organ of the watch, the component that determines the accuracy of the timekeeping through its oscillations. With a gentle touch, the balance wheel begins to swing. In an instant, the collection of static metal parts transforms into a living, breathing mechanical heart. The hairspring, thinner than a human hair, expands and contracts with perfect regularity, governing the speed at which the gears are allowed to turn. Observe the dance of the escapement. Each beat is a fraction of a second, meticulously counted to ensure that the watch remains accurate to within seconds a day. The winding mechanism is connected. This interface allows the user to interact with the machine, feeling the tactile resistance of the mainspring as it stores energy. As the mainspring tightens, the gears begin to spin with newfound vigor. The entire internal structure is now a symphony of motion, visible from every possible angle. The hands are set. These slender pointers are the final interface, translating the internal mechanical rotations into a readable format for the human eye to perceive. Clearance is checked at every level. The hands must pass over the intricate skeletonized bridges with less than 1/10 of a millimeter of space between them. The final assembly into the case begins. The environment must be perfectly clean to ensure no debris is trapped inside the permanent seal of the watch. The movement fits into the titanium case with a satisfying precision. The case acts as a protective exoskeleton, shielding the delicate interior from shocks and moisture. Securing the case back requires an even distribution of pressure. We use high-quality rubber gaskets to create an airtight seal, protecting the movement from the elements. The sapphire crystal is pressed into place. It is almost as hard as diamond, ensuring that the view into the skeletonized movement remains scratch-free for decades. Look through the watch. The skeleton design allows you to see right through the machine, highlighting the void and the incredible complexity of the remaining structure. Over 250 individual components have been brought together. It is a moment of triumph for the watchmaker as the masterpiece finally beats on its own. Now, we move to testing. The time grapher analyzes the heartbeat of the watch, measuring its accuracy in various positions to ensure it meets our strict standards. Our goal is a precision of -2 to +2 seconds per day. This requires fine-tuning the balance wheel screws to achieve perfect equilibrium. Water resistance is critical. The watch is placed in a pressure chamber to simulate depths of 100 meters, ensuring that the titanium seals are impenetrable. We watch for any signs of leakage. A single bubble would indicate a failure in the gasket system, requiring a complete disassembly and retesting of the piece. Passing the pressure test confirms the watch's durability. It is now ready for any environment, from the office to the depths of the ocean. Next, the power reserve test. The watch is placed on a cyclotest machine to simulate daily wear and verify that the automatic rotor wins the spring efficiently. The rotor is the weight that converts the wearer's movement into energy. In this skeleton model, it is also carved out to minimize obstruction of the movement. A final aesthetic inspection under ultraviolet light ensures that the interior is flawlessly clean. Perfection is not just about function, it is about absolute visual purity. The luminous coating is applied by hand. This ensures that the time remains readable, even in total darkness, adding another layer of utility to the masterpiece. The final touch is the cleaning. Using pure silk, the watch is polished until it glows, reflecting the pride and effort of everyone involved in its creation. With the strap attached, the watch is finally complete. It is a harmonious blend of high-tech titanium, traditional mechanics, and luxurious hand-finishing techniques. Behold the titanium skeleton masterpiece. A triumph of modern horology that exposes the very heart of time through a window of pure, engineered transparency. The depth of the movement is breathtaking. You can see through multiple layers of titanium and steel, observing the intricate mechanical landscape that powers this engine. Incredibly light, yet virtually indestructible, the titanium case provides a sleek and modern profile that feels like a second skin on the wrist of the wearer. The beauty is not just on the surface. The exhibition caseback reveals a world of finished bridges and spinning gears that most will never get to see. On the wrist, it is a statement of technical prowess and artistic vision. It is a machine that does more than tell time. It tells a story. Every detail, from the first block of titanium to the final polish of the crystal, has been executed with the singular goal of achieving mechanical perfection. This is the pinnacle of precision engineering and the timeless art of hand craftsmanship. This is the future of traditional watchmaking, forged in grade 5 titanium.